The Journey to Wealth. Story about how to become rich. The boy who dreamed beyond his street. On the edge of a crowded city, in a neighborhood where people worked hard yet remained stuck generation after generation, lived a boy named Zayn Malik. His father was a mechanic, his mother stitched clothes at home, and the family survived month to month on whatever income trickled in. Zayn grew up listening to adults complain about money, its scarcity, its importance, and its stubborn refusal to stay in anyone's pocket for more than a week. What separated Zayn from the rest, however, was a question he kept repeating. If rich people exist, why can't I become one of them? Most laughed when he asked this, some warned him not to dream too big, a few called him arrogant. But Zayn didn't stop asking. He watched rich families drive by in air-conditioned cars, their windows tinted, their children wearing crisp school uniforms, and he wondered, what do they know that we don't? One day, while helping his father at the workshop, Zayn overheard a customer speaking confidently about investments, rental income, and compounding returns. Zayn didn't understand much, but he understood enough to feel something spark inside him. At 14, he promised himself something silently. I will become rich not for luxury, but to break the chain. The story of how he does it serves as a roadmap for anyone who dares to dream. The discovery: wealth is not an accident. At 18, Zayn started working part-time at a local library. One night, while arranging books, he found a worn-out copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Its cover faded, its pages yellowing. He opened it randomly and read, "The poor work for money. The rich make money work for them." That single line hit him like lightning. He took the book home and devoured it in 2 nights. Then he borrowed more books on financial literacy, biographies of entrepreneurs, guides on investing, mindset, discipline, and wealth psychology. Patterns began to emerge. Rich people think differently. They don't rely on one income. They take calculated risks. They learn skills that make money. They build assets, not liabilities. Zayn realized something profound. Wealth is not a jackpot. It's a skill no one around him had been taught. This discovery changed his life. He knew now that becoming rich wasn't a matter of luck, it was a matter of learning and doing. The first rule: raise your value before raising your income. Zayn understood early that if he wanted more money, he had to become more valuable. So he created a plan. 1. Learn high-value skills. 2. Increase knowledge faster than others. 3. Become so good that people pay for his expertise. But he had a problem. He had no money to join courses or buy expensive equipment. So what did he do? He used free resources. Free YouTube tutorials, free courses, free PDFs, free tools. He studied digital marketing, graphic design, sales skills, copywriting, business psychology, basic investing, communication. Every day after work, he spent 3 to 4 hours learning. Within 6 months, he wasn't the same person. He had transformed from a confused young man into someone with rare and valuable skills. His environment was still poor, but his mind wasn't. He finally understood one of the biggest secrets of wealth. Money doesn't come to people, it comes to value. The more value you create, the more money flows in your direction. Breaking the middle class trap. Most people around Zayn followed the same pattern. Study, get a job, earn a salary, spend it, repeat for life. Zayn realized that even a high salary won't make a person rich if their lifestyle grows faster than their income. So he made a decision that shocked everyone. He kept his expenses extremely low. When he got his first freelance job and earned his first $200, people told him to buy better clothes or a new phone. But Zayn saved it. When he made $500, they said the same. Still, he saved. "You live like you're poor," his cousin mocked. "No," Zayn replied. "I'm living like I will be rich later." At 20, he was making more money than his father, but no one could tell. He didn't upgrade his lifestyle. He upgraded his financial foundation. He created 3 buckets. 1. Investment bucket. 2. Skill development bucket. 3. Emergency savings bucket. He refused to fall into the middle-class trap of buying liabilities. Instead, he used money as a tool for financial escape. The rise. From freelancer to business owner. Zayn's skill in digital marketing grew rapidly as his results improved. Small businesses began to notice him. He helped a shop increase its customers by 40%. Another doubled its monthly sales. Word spread. He converted his freelance work into a small agency. He hired one designer, one content writer, one salesperson. The craziest part, he didn't hire with money. He hired with partnership deals, paying commissions from the revenue each worker generated. This allowed him to grow without spending money he didn't have. Within 2 years, the agency was serving 35 plus clients. Zane learned another wealth law. Don't work alone. Build systems that work even when you sleep. He shifted from doing the work himself to managing the system. He was becoming wealthy, not because he worked harder, but because he worked smarter. The financial turning point, investing to multiply wealth. By 23, Zane had saved a significant amount. Most people would have bought a car or rented a luxury apartment. Zane did the opposite. He invested. He built a diversified wealth plan. Stock index funds, dividend stocks, real estate plot, bought cheap in an undeveloped area, business reinvestment, an online brand that produced courses. His investment started generating passive income, small at first, but steady. He learned the greatest financial truth of all. You become rich not by what you earn, but by what your money earns. Money, he realized, is a soldier. When deployed wisely, it brings back more soldiers. He also built a money rule. Never kill the golden goose. Never touch the principal. Only spend the cash flow. This rule made him unstoppable. The crisis that tested his wealth philosophy. No journey is complete without a crisis. At 25, Zane's business suddenly lost 40% of its clients due to a new competitor offering cheaper services. His team panicked. Income dropped. Expenses stayed the same. People told him, "You invested too much. You should have kept cash. You made a mistake." But Zane didn't panic. Instead, he used the crisis as a lesson. He reorganized. He automated workflows. He improved pricing. He doubled down on his personal brand. He introduced performance-based contracts. He focused on the best clients, not the most clients. Within 6 months, the agency was stronger than before. Zane realized wealthy people don't avoid problems. They build systems that survive problems. Crisis became his teacher, the wealth mindset that changed everything. One day, sitting on the rooftop of his office building, Zane wrote the principles that guided him. 1. Money follows discipline, not desire. 2. You must outlearn everyone in your environment. 3. Skills create income. Income creates investments. Investments create freedom. 4. Never depend on one source of income. 5. Your network is your net worth. 6. Wealth is created in silence, displayed after success. 7. Time is the real asset. 8. Comfort is the enemy. 9. Focus talent. 10. Rich people build, poor people consume. These principles made him unstoppable. He was becoming not just rich in money, but rich in wisdom. The legacy, teaching others what he learned. At 28, Zane did something unexpected. He began teaching young people in his community about money skills and wealth psychology. He shared the books he read, the mistakes he made, the principles he followed, the strategies he used, the mindset shift that made everything possible. People who once laughed at him now came to him for guidance. He wasn't just rich financially, he was rich in influence. Zane realized the ultimate truth. The highest form of wealth is the ability to change lives. The man who became rich and stayed rich. By the time Zane hit 30, he had a profitable marketing agency, real estate that had tripled in value, a stock portfolio producing passive income, an online education brand with thousands of students, multiple income streams, time freedom, peace of mind. He lived simply, invested aggressively, and gave generously. He had become rich not because he searched for shortcuts, but because he followed principles. And when people asked him, "What is the secret of becoming rich?" he always smiled and answered, "Start early, learn daily, spend wisely, invest consistently, create value, build assets, stay disciplined, think long term, and never stop improving yourself." That is the roadmap. Zane followed it. You can too.